Good morning everyone. Okay, now we will start one more important, the last part of the chemical kinetics. It is the special cases of first order reactions or some complicated first order reactions. These are called complicated first order reactions or special cases for the first order reactions. Complicated first order reactions. So in this complicated first order reactions, we will discuss about three types of reactions. The second one is reversible reaction, reversible, and the third one sequential reaction. So that we will see here one by one. Complicated first order reactions, in that the second one reversible reactions. What are the reversible reactions? In case of reversible reactions, reactant A will convert into the product B, and again after some time product B also converted back into the reactant. So then after some time at longer hours, or at the long time, we can say infinity time. At infinity time both will exist in the equilibrium. So after that there is no change in their concentrations. So at the equilibrium position, the time where they exist in the equilibrium, that we can take as infinity time, right. So here let us take one reactant A. It is converting into the product B with some rate constant K1, and after some time B also can be converted into A, the product back to the reactant, and whose rate constant K2, let us assume. And this type of reactions, reversible reactions, again we can derive the rate equations as like the parallel equations here. First, at a time t equal to 0, at initial time we have only concentration of A, then the B to started at the time, but after some time t, some amount of A is consumed, that is converted into the B, and it can form, if X amount consumed, then it can form X amount. So the reactant will consume, the concentration of reactant A will decrease up to what, till to reaches its equilibrium. Once it reaches the equilibrium, so whatever the amount of A is consumed, the same amount of B also consumed, and it will give back to the reactant. So then there exists a kind of the dynamic state, the dynamic equilibrium can exist. So that time we can take the last time, that is a T infinity. At a time t equal to infinity, what happens? Some more amount of A can convert, that let us assume equilibrium amount. Then you will get equilibrium amount of B. Whatever amount of A consumed, the same amount of B we will get it. So there is infinity time means it is not a lost time, there is no complete consumption of A, but some amount of A is consumed. That only will change here to there, reactant to product and product to reactant. So we have still some amount of A here, even though at infinity time. Now we can write the rate law expressions for this equation. Rate law with respect to reactant A, change in concentration of A at a time t by dt. That also we can write with respect to x, dx by dt. Already we have discussed at the time of first order reactions, that is equals to. So for this reversible reaction, here two types of reactions taking place. One is A is giving B, whose rate constant K1, and second type of reaction, B also giving A with a rate constant K2. Now for these two reactions we have to write the effective rate or effective rate equation or decreasing in concentration of A for two reactions. You can write like this, minus dA by dt for first reaction, that is rate constant K1 into concentration of A. But if you write the same for second reaction, so here in the case of second reaction, A is a product, but we are taking here decreasing in concentration, so we have to take the sign negative. Why? Because negative we will get positive, the formation of product here. and in that case rate constant K2 into B. This is concentration of A at a time t and concentration of B at a time t. And this is the rate expression for reversible reaction. Now dx by dt K1, what is the concentration of A at a time t? A minus x minus K2. We are taking in terms of x. Why? Because the rate expression is in terms of dx by dt. That concentration of A and B also will convert into the x form, and concentration of B at a time is x. So this you can write further. This is K1A minus K1x minus K2x. So now we can take x common here, and overall dx by dt is equals to K1A, and you can take minus common, K1 plus K2x. This is one equation. And the second one, at equilibrium. At equilibrium, the rate constant K equilibrium is equals to rate constant of forward reaction by rate constant of backward reaction, K1 by K2. That will be equal to K1 means concentration of B at equilibrium by concentration of A at equilibrium. That also is equals to concentration of B at equilibrium is x equilibrium, and concentration of A at equilibrium A minus x equilibrium. And from this, K1 into A minus x equilibrium is equals to K2 into x equilibrium. Now K1 into A is equals to K1 x equilibrium, K2 x equilibrium. This we can write as K1 plus K2 x equilibrium. This is equation 2. Now this K1A value substitute here in place of K1A in equation 1. Then the overall rate dx by dt will become like this. Dx by dt is equals to, in place of K1A you can write K1 plus K2 into x equilibrium minus, and next we have K1 plus K2 x, that you can write. Again K1 plus K2 we can take common, dx by dt is equals to K1 plus K2 x equilibrium minus x. Again for applying the integration we can interchange the terms. This is dx by x equilibrium minus x is equals to K1 plus K2 into dt. Again we can apply the integration both side. Within the limit, this is 0 to initial concentration 0 to x, and this is the time 0 to time t. Now integration of 1 by x into dx, that can give ln x, but we have minus is there, so minus ln of x equilibrium minus x, and within the limit 0 to x. This is directly K1 plus K2 into t. K1 plus K2 into t. This minus ln x equilibrium, if you apply the limit 0 to x, that can give overall ln of x by x equilibrium minus x. You can write this line is equals to K1 plus K2 into T. From this the time value, integrated rate equation, 1 by K1 plus K2 into ln of x by ఇది మైనస్ కదరా, ఇది ఓకే ఓకే, x equilibrium. This is the one. This is a integrated rate equation for reversible reaction. If you know the equilibrium value at time t, we can calculate. Next, the third type of the complicated first order reaction, sequential reactions, or we can say consecutive reactions. Consecutive, or we can say sequential reactions. What are these consecutive or sequential reactions? Here, one of the reactant can give the product, and the product also can be acts as a reactant in another reaction. In chemical reactions, kind of the two or more steps. In the first step, the product form can be act as a reactant in the second step, and so on. In most of the cases, these consecutive or sequential reactions we can observe in radioactive disintegration reactions. You know, radioactive disintegrating that reactions are one of the examples for consecutive or sequential reactions. So, like this, let us take here reactant A can form the product B. After formation of this B, again it can act as a reactant. This can be further decayed or undergo decomposition, and it can give another product C, and this C also may undergo decomposition, and again it can give another product, and so on. So, here we will take one now here B we can say as an intermediate. We have discussed already in case of complex reactions. Okay, this will form within the reaction, and again it will consume. So, B is the intermediate and A is the reactant here, and C is the product. Mostly decomposition reactions. If you take heavy nuclei that can emit the radiations alpha beta, it can form into the another nuclei. Again it undergoes the decomposition or emission of radioactive elements. Those things. How that part we can discuss later in the nuclear chemistry chapter. Consecutive reactions. So, you can say radioactive disintegration reactions comes under this. Or radioactive decay reactions. Okay. So, here again initially at a time t equal to 0, we have concentration of A only, there is no formation of B and C, but after some time t, some amount of A will consume, then it can form the same amount B. But see, B also can undergo consumption. Let us assume some Y amount can undergo decomposition, then it can form Y amount. You can see this kind of relation at a time t, A minus x, and this is x minus y, and this is y. Now, rate equations again you apply here, minus dA by dt at a time t we are calculating, t is equals to here rate constant this is k1 and rate constant k2. How we can write this is k1 into A or AT directly. If minus dA by dt equal to k1 into A, for this we can write the integrated rate equation, that is concentration of A at a time t is equals to what? Concentration of A at 0 time and exponential e power minus k1 into t. This is a value. Directly the concentration of A after time t we can calculate. Now, similarly, we have to calculate the concentration of B after time t and the concentration of C after time t. Now concentration of B, let me take change in concentration of B after time t is equals to, in this particular reaction B is involving in two cases, one case the formation as the product and the second case acting as a reactant, one case product and one case reactant. Let me take increasing in concentration means is a product. So first reaction, now the B is like this, A is giving B and whose rate constant K1 and B again decomposing into C and whose rate constant K2. Now we have to write the overall rate expression with respect to B. With respect to first equation, K1 into A, this is anyhow we are taking it to time t. Second case, B is in the reactant side, so we have to take here minus dB by dt, but here we are writing plus value, so you take here minus overall to get the plus value. Now with respect to this K2 into B at a time t. This is a change in concentration of this rate with respect to B. Now you apply what is the concentration of A at a time t, that is equals to K1 into at concentration A0 e power minus K1 t minus K2, a concentration of B at a time t, that you can write as it is as a concentration of B. No need to take x minus y. Why? Because we are taking here dB by dt. This you can keep the same term. Now you bring this minus, we can separate the terms. dB at a time t by dt plus K2 into concentration of B at a time t is equals to K1 into A0 e power minus K1 t. Now what you just multiply with this equation with e power minus e power K2 t. Multiply both sides. With e power K2 into t, this term, just you multiply both sides. Then what will get, this is, just let me write dB of at a time as a dB by dt into e power K2t plus K2 into e power K2t into concentration of B is equals to K1 into A0 e power, I can take minus common, K1, this you can write like this, K2 minus K1 you can write, because we are multiplying with e power K2t plus value K2 minus K1 into t. And this term we can write like this, the differential form, d by dt of times e power K2t into concentration of B, like duv by dt type. So here this you differentiate this overall term with respect to time, you will get this one only. First one with respect to e power K2 t, so you will get e power K2 t, and with respect to B anyhow you keep the constant, you will get the second term. Now you keep the concentration B as a constant. In the second case you keep e power K2t as a constant, you can do the integration, sorry, derivation, you will get dB by dt is equals to e power K2t. So this overall term we can write in this differential form. This you expand, you will get the same only, and that is equals to k1 a0 e power k2 minus k1 into t. Now you apply the integration. Apply integration, that is integration of d of k2 into concentration of B is equals to, anyhow k1 a0 they are constants, to integration of e power k2 minus k1 t into dt, again within the limits 0 to t. And this is 0 to concentration B. Now integration of d power x, so integration, this derivation they will cancel out. What left? Only concentration of B at a time t into e power k2 t is equals to, and this is again e power ax type, k1 a0 by this one k2 minus k1 into e power k2 minus k1 into t within the limits of 0 to t. Then this will be concentration of B into e power k2 t is equals to k1 a0 k2 minus k1, and this you can write t minus 0. So e power 0 means 1. So e power k2 minus k1 into t minus e power 0 means 1. This is the value. Now okay. Now you take this e power k2 term to the right side, then concentration of B is equals to k1 a0 by k2 minus k1 into, just you divide this overall, e power k2 will cancel out, then it left with e power minus k1 into t minus 1 by e power k2 t, that can give e power minus k2 t. And this is the concentration of B at a time t. This is a concentration of B at a time t. So next, from here we can calculate the maximum concentration of B at a time t. Anyhow, here we know that for formation of B, immediately it can consume in the second reaction. But what is the maximum concentration of B after formation? At what time we can observe the maximum concentration of B, that we can see. The maximum concentration of B at a time t, that is called T maximum. At a time t is T maximum. Generally, to get the maximum concentration, the concentration of B after formation should not change, that should be the constant. Once it is formed, it should not decompose, means the change in concentration of B, that is a T max by dt, should be equal to 0. Once the product formed, it should not consume. Again, to get the maximum time, you can apply the concentration of B here and you do the derivation. And it will okay, now you substitute this concentration of B value here. Again, you do the derivation. Again, it will end the task here. Change in concentration. That is d by dt of concentration of B. What we got? K1 A0 by k2 minus k1 into e power minus k1t minus e power minus k2t. That should be equal to 0. Now you do the derivation with respect to t. You will get k1 a0 by k2 minus k1. This is anyhow overall constant. Now with respect to e power minus k1t, we will get minus k1 into e power minus k1t, and this will get minus minus will get plus k2 into e power minus k2t. That should be equal to 0. Now from this, anyhow this term will 0 and this term will become 0. Now you can take this term equal to 0. That means minus k1 into e power minus k1t plus k2 into e power minus k2t is equals to 0. From this you can write k2 by k1 is equals to k2 by k1 is equals to e power k1 minus k2 t overall. And to this if you apply ln, then you will get ln of k2 by k1 will be equal to k1 minus k2 into t, and where t is the t maximum, so t maximum is equals to 1 by k1 minus k2 into ln of k2 by k1, and this is a formula to calculate the maximum t maximum, where the concentration of B is more or maximum concentration. At what time we will get maximum concentration of B? Okay, just you please correct it here. Here k2 by k1 equal to k2 minus k1, and this should be the k2 minus k, or else I will write like this. So k2 by k1 is equals to, this is k2 minus k1, and similarly this is k2 minus k1. So t maximum is equals to k2 minus k1 by ln of k2 by k1. So now we will see concentration of C at a time t. This is a final product. Again you can write in that equation how A gives rise to B and B C, rate constant K1 and rate constant K2. Now with respect 0, next concentration of B at a time t minus concentration of A at a time t, concentration of B at a time t. So this is a simple. Here you apply direct what is the AT value and what is the BT value. Enough. Now, concentration of C at a time t is equals to, what is A0 means A0 only. Concentration of AT means that is a concentration of A0 into e power minus K1 into t. Then what is the concentration of B at a time t? Already we calculated. That you can write here, K1 A0 by K2 minus K1 to e power minus K1t minus e power minus K2t. So these anyhow known values, directly you can get the concentration of C. Now you simplify this one. Now concentration of C at a time t is equals to K2 minus K1, it is in the denominator, that you can divide, you multiply overall with the K2 minus K1. What you will get, Nana? K2 minus K1 A0 minus A naught into e power minus k1t minus of that, just you multiply this one, k1 a0 into e power minus k1t, again minus minus plus k1 a0 e power minus k2t by overall we have k2 minus k1. Now you simplify further this. So now further you simplify this one. మళ్ళీ ఏం చేయొచ్చు, రెండులోకి వెళ్ళి k2 minus k1 you can take as a common out. What left then? a0 and ఇంకెక్కడ a0 ఉందా, e power minus k1 here and e power minus k2 here. Just you write in the form of e power minus k1, e power minus k2. 0 ఉన్నట్టుంది కదా, you can take a0 overall common out, k2 minus k1. Just you keep this out. తీసుకొచ్చేసి what left, k2 minus k1 and ఇదేమవుతుంది minus k2 e power minus k1t minus minus plus k1 e power minus k1t minus k1 e power minus k1t and this one plus k1 e power minus k2t. అంతేనా? Again this is k1t, k1 plus minus, they will cancel out these two. Now you can write concentration of C at a time t equal to a0 k2 minus k1. Further you simplify both the case, we have the k2, you can take k2 common out, 1 minus e power minus k1t, again here k1 and here k1, you can take k1 common out, minus k1, you can take here minus. Then you left with 1 minus e power minus k2t. Yes, I think this is the final. Concentration of C at a time t is equals to a by k2 minus k1 into k2 into 1 minus e power minus k1t minus k1 into 1 minus e power minus k2t. This is the concentration of C at a time t. See the graphs for consecutive reactions. Okay, then graphical representation, graphs for sequential reactions. What is the reaction? A gives rise to B and B is C, where B is the intermediate and rate constant K1 and rate constant K2. Let us take two cases now. Here let us assume K, rate constant K is much higher than K2. Means what? Formation of B is very high and after that the decomposition of B is very less. So first reaction can take place very fast than the second reaction. Then you will get the graph like this. Means what? Concentration of A will decrease suddenly. Why? Because the reaction is very fast. The concentration of A will decrease suddenly. Then concentration of B will increase suddenly and after that it will decrease very slowly. And concentration of C, this is only product formation. Product formation will increases like this. So now this is a graph for A and this is a line for B and this is a line for C. When you take K1 is much higher than K2. And the second case, K1 is much lesser, means here K2 is much higher, means second reaction is very faster than the first reaction. In that case, you will get the graph. So concentration of A will decrease very slowly, not that much as like previous, like this. This is the A graph. And concentration of B, first reaction is very slow, anyhow you will get a little less amount of B. Again it will decrease suddenly. Why? Because second reaction is very faster. And the concentration of C, that is the product formation, anyhow that will increase slowly. That is C. And this is a graph B. And see, this kind of graph we can observe when K1 is much less than K2. So these two cases. Okay, this is about overall chemical kinetics. This we are at